Tom Wilson. He's 6'4", 220. He can beat you up. He can beat you on the scoreboard. Wilson is a species unto himself in the NHL.
The guy can play all the situations, power play, penalty kill. Not afraid to block shot, don't afraid to take a hit and get a hit.
He's inspiration for his hockey club.
Oh, now you're a good teammate that I got a mic on?
He's really built a fantastic career.
When the game and the puck drops, it is game on.
The ultimate power forward resides here in Washington.
Someone made an interesting point to me. They said probably you and Brad Marchand, probably the two most scrutinized players in the league. First of all, have you ever talked to him about that?
Yeah, there was something on Instagram the other day that there was a tournament tree for the most hated player in the league, and I think we were facing off in the finals. So I jokingly took a screenshot of it and sent it to him because we'd connected in Calgary this summer at the orientation camp. I think we go back and forth on who's forfeited the most money in fines in NHL history, because it was Pronger for a long time. And then I think Marchand, and then I caught him, then he passed me, and then I so we go back and forth.
Like, do you hear it when you step on the ice, coming off the bench, and people are like, he's out there, he's out there?
Yeah, a little bit. On forechecks, you can kind of hear their bench yelling in advance. And I mean, we do that for our guys when there's different guys from other teams forechecking. I've had coaches over my career to say, hey, sometimes you don't even have to hit them. They'll give the puck back to you. Yes! 2 for 2. And it's on camera.
One of the things I understand you do now is you warn people that you're coming. You say, hey, like, I'm here, or you should have your head up or something like that. When did that develop?
I think it's partially for the other guy, and it's partially for me to keep me out of trouble a little bit.
There's been multiple games this season where he's gone like, keep your head up. And he hasn't made contact, but he's just told the player, keep your head up through the neutral zone. Like, you gotta protect yourself in that spot. Guys are smart enough that if they get a little warning, they can adapt, and I don't always do it, but in certain areas of the ice, it helps me, and it helps me stay on the ice, and it helps them.
As a defenseman, you know, I'd like to play against a lot of guys, and I'm certainly thoroughly thankful that he's not one of them.
So I was calling around telling people I was doing this piece, and I was asking, and someone said to me, you let McDavid off the hook in a game a couple weeks ago. Is that true?
I mean...
That's a yes, by the way, that smile.
Some of the best players in the world are so smart that it's very rare that they don't see me coming. I mean, I like the guy. He's great for the game, and you know, sometimes you just don't need to make the hit, but I won't either deny nor confirm that.
Probably the most feared player in the National Hockey League in Tom Wilson because of what he does. He hits, he scores, he plays the power play, he kills penalties, and he's got that edge to his game.
I heard that after one of the games where you played Tampa this year, John Cooper asked to meet with you. Can you tell us about that conversation?
Yeah, we got into it a little bit during the game.
That's the next question.
He's an amazing coach, and you know, I'm a passionate player, and I think afterwards we just had it was great to get to know him this summer. We just had a quick conversation to chat a little bit, and I just said, hey, sorry for yelling at you at the bench, and it was kind of all good.
Okay, I was wondering if he was asking you about Team Canada stuff.
There was a little bit of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does he ask you?
I think usually with him, it's just more like little tidbits that he can leave me with that might help me. He kind of said, like, you can impact the game in so many different ways, so don't get too focused on points or goals, or you have the ability to go out and change a game, change the momentum of a game in so many different ways, and that's one of the things we love about you.
Cooper is known for having that great whistle.
Yeah.
Is it true that you went and you whistled right back at him?
Yeah. Yeah, he whistles when he wants to change up the lines, so I just went over and was kind of just messing with him and was whistling at him.
That's bold, though, to whistle at the Team Canada coach, I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, I think he knows it's coming from a place of, fun and, heat of the moment. He's a well-respected head coach. He's been around a long time. I don't think I'm going to hurt his feelings that easily.
Tom Wilson Wilson, potential Team Canada in the Olympics.
His game has evolved. He has matured. He really is a top-flight player in the NHL now.
I think a lot of people look at you and say, that guy deserves to be on the Olympic team. The question they have is, with the way the rules are different, is that going to hurt Canada? What do you say to people who wonder that?
Yeah, I'd say it's still hockey. It's the fastest, most physical sport on the planet. I would love to be part of that group, to go out there and do whatever it takes to get a win. And I've been around long enough that, you know, I hope that I can adapt to kind of whatever game is going on in the Olympics. And if I'm lucky enough to be there, they know I'll have their back and do whatever I can.
It's a breakaway waltz. Wilson's in alone. Wilson to his backhand. He scores!
If I was a coach, like, I would take him 100%.
Wilson right off the jump. Steps in, backhand. He scores!
What he's done, what he's transformed from being obviously a high pick, first round pick, finding his way in the league and until now is incredible stuff. And I couldn't think of a more deserving guy.
Great pass. One more. Score! Tom Wilson!
Obviously, he provides a physical presence, but he also provides a guy that I think can go out and change the momentum of a game, give you a big offensive zone shift. And, you know, and he's a team-first guy, so he's going to do whatever it takes to win a gold medal. So that would be my pitch to him, that I may or may not have made already.
How are you not picking him? He's a point-per-game player. He can change the course of a game with some of his actions.
Lucky enough to be there, they know I'll have their back and do whatever I can. That's all I can control, and that's kind of been my mentality. And, I mean, you put Hockey Canada up there with rugby, with the New Zealand All Blacks, or Team USA basketball. It's one of the hardest teams in any sport in the world to make. So just to be in the conversation is pretty cool, and we'll see.
So I was asking for some things about you, and I heard a fantastic story. I know you were very close with your grandfather. Yeah. I'm going to show you 2 pictures, and I want you to tell me about them. There's that one.
Yeah.
And there's that one.
Yeah, he was probably my biggest fan. Like, it didn't matter what it was. It didn't matter if it was a Stanley Cup final game or cross country in grade 4 in the pouring rain. He was there for all his grandkids, and he was so involved and just always genuinely proud and supportive. So actually, a funny story, I remember when I was sitting at home when I was 10 or 11, World Juniors was on at Christmas, and he said, hey, it would be a dream of mine if you could play in that tournament one day. And, you know, I made a speech when I brought the Stanley Cup to his house. I said, I never played in World Juniors, but hopefully this is a runner-up that you'd be proud of. And he laughed, and he was just one of those guys that was so proud of his family.
He's such a nice guy. I am proud of that almost as much as his body checks or his goals. No, I won't say the Stanley Cup because that's wrong.
Just an amazing person, and lucky to have him in my corner my whole career, and so many good stories. That could be a completely separate interview talking about the legend of Grampy.
Well, the story I was told was, I guess he was a member of Toronto Golf Club.
Yeah.
Very strict dress code. But the summer after you won the Stanley Cup, he was allowed to wear your jersey while he golfed on the course. They made a special rule for him.
Yeah, I think he actually got an official letter of, an official warning letter from the board saying you violated the dress code. And obviously a lot of Leaf fans at the course, and that's just who he was. I think he was a lifetime member at that point and probably been there for 50 years, so they let him off the hook easy. But, you know, there was on the way to his house from the golf club, he asked another favor to stop by one of his buddy's house at the gym, his gym buddy. And I was like, okay, you know, who's his gym buddy? So he pulled up to the house, and it was a kid who was having some challenges in life. And it was just off the cuff, spur of the moment. We stopped the party bus, we went in his living room and let him hold the Stanley Cup, and no cameras, none of that. And that's just who Grampy was. He was always thinking of how to brighten people's days.
Well, you have an unbelievable reputation for that too, you know.
Appreciate that.
You got it from him, right?
Yeah, I hope I got some of that from him, and I hope I pass it on to my little guy. I think with a guy like that, it's generational, hopefully, and good smile and a good guy and lots of good times.